The alarm blared again, its shrill beep echoing in the tiny studio apartment he could barely afford. Darren slapped it off, then pulled the covers over his head. Another day, another failure waiting to happen. Asterisk outside the window, the city was already alive, delivery trucks groaning down the street, early commuters dragging their bags, joggers chasing some version of themselves. But Darren, he didn't want to move. His dream was fading, and he knew it. Asterisk, he was 28. He had once believed he'd change the world. He had dropped out of college to start a company, some bright-eyed tech idea he pitched to strangers over lukewarm coffee and cheap suits. For a moment, it almost worked, until it didn't. Investors backed out, friends scattered, rent piled up, and now, 2 years later, Darren worked at a coffee shop during the day and drove for rideshare at night. His dream had become just a story he avoided telling. Asterisk, but this morning was different. Asterisk, on his way to the bathroom, he accidentally bumped the phone. The YouTube app flickered open, some random video queued from days ago. Asterisk, for minutes to start. Your day right. Morning motivation and positivity. Asterisk, he almost swiped it closed. But something fragile and stubborn and him dash paused. Asterisk, the video started with a deep voice. Warm like sunrise. Asterisk, the moment you open your eyes. You choose whether to live in the past or rise into today. You don't need perfection. You need movement. You need belief. Asterisk, Darren leaned against the counter, toothbrush still in hand. He wasn't sure why, but it hit him hard. Asterisk, greater than. No one is coming to save you, but someone is counting on you, the person you'll become, the dream that still breathes inside you. Asterisk, he didn't cry, but something cracked open inside. For the first time in weeks, he didn't feel completely alone. That voice on the screen didn't know him, but it saw him. And in that moment, for minutes, rewrote everything. Asterisk, he turned off the video and looked in the mirror. His reflection wasn't proud, but it wasn't broken anymore. Asterisk, that was the beginning. Asterisk, he started small, just 5 push-ups each morning, cold showers. He started journaling again, not with some grand plan, but to remember who he was. Asterisk, he showed up to the coffee shop a little earlier, greeted customers with real energy. Not every day, not perfectly, but differently. Asterisk, then one day, an older customer named Miss Henderson asked what he really wanted to do. He smiled and said, I used to want to change the world. She didn't laugh. She nodded and said, so, what's stopping you now? Asterisk, that night, he went home and opened the dusty laptop in the corner. He had an idea for an app, a simple one, based on that same video. 4-minute motivation clips tailored to mood, goal, or time. Something people could click before the world told them they weren't enough. Asterisk, he called it Rise. Asterisk, it was sloppy at first. Just a few recorded affirmations, some basic functionality. He shared it with 3 people, then 10, then 50. A year later, Rise had 40,000 downloads. Not millions, not yet, but enough to quit the coffee shop, enough to pay rent, enough to believe. Asterisk, he started getting messages, strangers saying how it helped them get out of bed after a breakup, how it made them smile after being laid off. One woman wrote, this app gave me back my mornings, and that gave me back my life. Asterisk, Darren sat in his little apartment, still cracked walls, still flickering lights, but he was smiling. Asterisk, then came the big moment. Asterisk, a producer from a major media company emailed him. They wanted to feature his story, a mini-doc about the guy who turned from minutes into a movement. He almost said no, but he remembered that first morning, that broken alarm, that voice. Asterisk, so he said yes. Asterisk, the cameras came, the interviews happened, and at the end, the producer asked him, what do you want people to take away from your story? Asterisk, he looked right into the lens and said, Asterisk, you don't need the perfect plan. You don't need a fancy life. You need one choice, one morning, one breath of belief. Start small, but start. If for minutes could change my life, imagine what it could do for yours. Asterisk, now, Darren's app has over 2 million users, but he still wakes up every day and plays the same old video, the one that found him when he was lost. Asterisk, because sometimes the right words at the right time aren't just noise. Asterisk, they're a spark. Asterisk, and for anyone watching now, maybe this is your spark. Asterisk, you've got for minutes. Use them. Asterisk, then go build the rest of your life.